Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, hope you're well. It's been a long old day today, and as promised to the guys this morning, I said I would have a look at Aussie dollar. Talking of things I like to have a look at.
There you go. There's your coffee. Keep you going.
Alright, okay. We've had a good day today. Thank you very much, my love.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm saying a good day. We were out house hunting this afternoon, which is why I'm sort of a bit late with videos and one thing and another. I've had way too much to do today, but I've had a busy old day, as you're about to see. And it kind of started early this morning when I was talking to the guys in the squad about different types of trades and how sometimes you can get trapped, and also the way the industry is sold. Now, personally, I think the industry is quite a dirty industry, and it's sold in quite a horrible way because everything's focused on the money. And what you'll find is, well, my gran used to say something: money will see you out. And what it means is it will show the true character of somebody. So if you're the type of person that just wants to be rich and you think trading is your road to riches and you think it's simple, well, I've got bad news for you. It's not. You know, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this industry. There's a lot of terminology that's absolute horseshit. Sounds great, but it means nothing. Not a bing. So when you're listening to all of order flow, you'll see some of the adverts on the front of my videos telling you there are wonder systems. There are not. What there are is narratives. And the narrative comes from the price itself, because it can only do three things. It will go up, it will go down, and it will go nowhere. As long as you understand that, that's all you need to know about the charts. So when you hear all these fancy terms that are banded around, it's bollocks. Absolute bollocks. And why? Because when they're talking about order blocks above a swing high and a swing low, they don't actually know there's an order block there. It's just a probability. And then they give it a fancy name to make it sound exotic, and you buy into that. And because you're buying into it, they can charge a huge sum for it because they think it's the system. No, it's not. Keep your trading as simplistic as possible, almost as simple as flicking a coin. And why? Because you are always at 50-50 when you're trading. And if you're seeing somebody that's offering certain services and they are less than 50% hit rate, I'd be questioning their capabilities as a trader, because it means they're not reading conditions correctly. And what I mean by that, they're getting it wrong more than they're getting it right. Now, my hit rate is 92% at this moment in time. Proven, because I short all the time. If you follow my prop, it runs from 85 to 90%. Why? Because I choose my battles and I read the charts. Let me give you a case in point. So if I flick this over, this is our Discord. I'm currently managing out my last trade of the day, but I am going to take another trade because I promised the guys I would. But what we're looking at, as you see, the price is here, and it's trapped between a level and a level, and it's at the top side coming off the midpoint. So if we go on 50-50 and I enter on a key area, which I have, which is here, triggered in, didn't quite get the target, it's come away, and I'm just going to manage this one out. It's either going to hit that level or it's going to hit this one. So you've got a 1 in 2 chance of the two levels you're going to hit. That's 50-50. All I had to do was figure out which direction I'm going in. It's that simple. Likewise, if I'm in this zone here, the red one, it's got a 50-50 chance of either hitting the green one or this green one. Why? Because it's in the middle. That's all trading is. And when you see these here and they talk about order blocks, you could theoretically say that's what these are. But I don't know if there's any orders there. I do know there's stops there because there will be people going short, which means there'll be stops running up here. But what does that really do to affect me? Nothing. Makes them points of attraction. But I don't know where they are. I've just got an idea. So when you see people going, oh, well, this is the order block, and they'll just draw a level like that. What does that mean? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. It just means that that's a zone of interest. Do you know there's orders there? No. Not unless you can physically see them. You cannot see. You do not know. But there is a high probability, as we know, it's a testing point. So that's why I'm saying try and keep it as simple as possible. Trade what you see. We had this discussion in the Discord today about trading what you see. And why was that? Because yesterday, actually on cable, most of the guys were going, this is long. This has to be long. And I said, no, it's not. It's short. And why was it short? Because I couldn't see anything to tell me to go long. I just saw a short play. And when the long came in, it was very short and then came back. It was a shallow pullback. So I guess you've just got to be careful, guys. Got to be careful. Now, today, as you can see, I've got one position left running, which is this. I might just kill it off for the sake of 30 quid because it's pushing away at this moment in time. But as long as it stays between here and here, I'm reasonably good. But why would I kill it off? Well, because I've had a stonker of a day. You know, I've done 539 quid today. I have killed off some because I was getting them in a little bit sharp and recognised it, killed them out. And I'm left with one position that I want to manage up. Now, why am I holding on to it? Well, if we look, I do have a zone of attraction here. And as long as it stays in and around that zone and pushing to the upper side, I'll go with it. You know, and there it is there up onto that next section. And I'll just call that a night. So what else are we looking at? Well, if I just pop up the Discord again here, I did do a breakdown on this lot. That's where I was up to at that point. And what you see is a rolling 24 hours. So that was the trades that you saw me do yesterday, and then it's rolled over into today. And we're going to carry that forward, because that's one of the things. I often show you what I did yesterday. You see that I haven't got anything running, or you see what I do have running, and it just shows the consistency. Now, if I go into the ideas of the week, there it is there. I broke it down at 9 o'clock this morning, told them exactly what I was looking for and how I was going to do it. And it was built on these sheets. Now, these sheets are made here. Now, this is the strength. This tells me what are good markets to look at. It also tells me movement. It doesn't tell me direction, it tells me movement. Now, this morning, that was the Aussie dollar. It says it's a good product to look at because it's in the majors, and it was also in this bunch. Okay. But Aussie dollar's not that clever during the day. It's pretty good now. So that's what we're going to do. Gonna have a quick look at it, see if I can get, I don't know, maybe 10 pips or something like that. So let's find it. Let's put it into our little basket here. So Aussie dollar, there it is here. So you can see some little zones. We'll just get rid of that. And again, we stuck between 2 points. You can see it's heavily pushing down. Okay. So is there anything I can look at that can help guide my decision here? Well, there is. If I look at an Aussie basket, just something like this, I can see on the hourly that's selling off. That's selling off. This has been selling off, it's slowing, but the other two are. So out of that lot, nearly all of them are selling off. So is that a good clue as to what can be happening here? Yes, it is. Let us look out into the chart a little bit. Take this out to the 4 hour. Just get rid of these marks that I was looking at. What can we see here? Well, what we can see is a very simple chart that has a massive drop on the 4 hour. If we come out to the daily, we'll be able to see it a little bit clearer. So there's a big drop there. It's tried to come up. This level is held, and now it's selling off into daddy levels. So we can look at a retracement to see how that's worked. Well, it came up, had to go at the 50, rejected it, and pushing down back to the 23. Okay. Well, if we look at our daddy levels from yesterday, you can see that one is here. Well, kind of only really need that one. Now I'll put these in purple just so I can recognize them. Which is there, just a little thin line. Now we can see the top section, which is there. These are the only two that I'm interested in because they're the ones that will capture the price. It's already been to the top. But we also want a midpoint. So just get a measuring tool. Pull that in. You can see the midpoint is here, that yellow line. So we're just going to draw a hypothetical dotted line on there. So all of these levels, etc., are marrying up. Okay. 4 hour. What's going on here? Well, let's have a look. Now let's check this out. Okay. There's what you can see. It's come up. Rejection. Pushing back down. Key level. Could be an entry point to come to here, to come to here. Highly possible. Highly possible. So what else can we look at? Well, we'll get rid of that. We can look at the current move, which was on an hourly. So the current move was this. And you can see a definitive top, definitive low. Yes, it came down, shot up, shot down, came back up again. Right. Take that from there. Pull that through to here. It's now at a crucial point. Again, it's at an ideal score point because these act as entry exits. Very good at it as well. Okay, so we'll put that there, and we're going to put this one here, just like so. So what can I do now? Well, now I can take it down into, if you bear with me just a second while I switch on my top section. Take this down into 15 minute and drill into it a little bit further. Just want to drop something on my other screen because I want to pay attention to something, because I am watching that cable trade as well, so bear with me, because one of the things with when you watch me trade, I trade live. Everything's in the moment. It's not retrospective, and I'm reasonably good at multitasking, but I'm not that good. So right, okay, so that's fine. I can happy with that. So let's see what happens now. Okay, there's the collapse, but it's already stalling on this level. Okay. So does that mean it could come back up? So here could be a good area to buy. Here could be a good area to buy. There's an exit. There's an exit. Okay. Let's have a look, see what the 5 minute has to say. Well, W pattern. Count it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Underneath that tail looks reasonably good. So if we look to sell under there, just like so, pop. That gives us an opportunity. Let's just switch my working orders on. There we go. What have we got? So there's 10 pips into that area under this. Oh, what if we target here? Well, that's 15 pips. What if we target all the way down here? Well, there's 27 pips. So we'll just leave it there for now. Now, there's a high probability that there'll be a retracement in this. And why is that? Because it's sustained and it will come back on itself. So this here can be another order point. So you can build up a position just like so, which will actually give you a little bit better price. Now, if it breaks through that, we can look all the way up to here in order to find a half decent trade. So that means you can put another order here, another one there, and then finally a one up here. And if it gets past there, well, you have to reevaluate what's going on. Simple stuff, simple stuff. But these levels are true. What they are is constants. And if you're looking to trade, you're looking to have constants in the market all the time. And the only constants that are there are two things. One of them is the price, because you can read the price, you can watch the price, you can see what it is. And the other one is a solid level based on a clear turning point in the past. In other words, an echo of the past giving you a vision of the future. They are constants. And when you start talking about order blocks and everything, they are hypothetical. So what's the difference? Well, a constant you can see. You can absolutely see it and you know where it's come from. A hypothetical is something that is just a probability. And that's where it becomes guesswork. But the problem with guesswork is, well, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a guess. You know, make an educational guess, but it's still a guess. So that's the premise of the trade. I'm doing it because I promised that I would. Let's play it out. See if we can get a few quid added into the pot. Just clear off this lot because I don't need any of them. Get rid of euro, dollar. You never know, I might drop into US tech as well. See how I feel. But that's starting to push up just as I thought it might. So I'll keep half an eye on that in the wings. You might see it come backwards and forwards, but in the meantime, this is what we're looking for. See if it'll either enter here or the break of that for a push down order. All right, catch you in a bit. Okay guys, job's done. It's been a long old day. It's currently 8:10 at night. You should be able to see the timestamp with the candle that's coming in. It's showing signs of weakness on my other screen, and sure enough, there it is coming now. This might pop up. It may well come down, but I don't really want to sit in it. I saw a decent opportunity on the US tech, as I mentioned earlier on. So I thought I'd just grab a quick few quid out of that as well. And here we are. So let's have a look, see what we've done for today. I've had a busy all day, so there's the Aussie trade we took. There's the US tech. I decided to close that out because I'd already sort of had a few failures on it. Not so much failures, I just got in early and needed to manage out of it, so I wasn't bothered about that. Right the way through, 803 quid. I can live with that for a day. Oh well, if I held on, I would have gotten some extra money. But that's what we do. But the trick is to be paid. I'm not in this to be a hero, you know. I'm genuinely not. So what else have we got? So nothing running. And well, there you go. So happy days. So why did I do it? Did I need to do it? No, I didn't. I didn't need to do it at all. Because I'd been paid and I was quite happy with the wages that I had. However, I always feel I have a moral obligation to the group. And some of the questions that are asked quite regular. When is the best time to trade? When should you trade? What asset should you trade? Well, you can trade whenever you like, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. The assets should be traded with what's live at the time or what's due to become live. Now, because we are sort of pushing into the night, obviously the US tech is still running, and it's a good time because it's when sort of traders are getting out positions or just having a look for the end of the day because people are just normal, you know, want to clear the desk down, that sort of thing. So in the last hour and a half or so, or a couple of hours, they're just getting ready and prepping. So there's a little bit of volatility there. The US is obviously open anyway, and then the Aussie would be coming in. So it's reasonable to assume there'd be a little bit of activity. And just, if I flick this back a second, I just want to show you something. I was right to pull out, you know, because there's the reversal coming in. So again, a lot of what you do is always the same. You're reading the charts the same all through the day. Now, when it comes to time periods, obviously the London session is the busiest because it's the overlap of Asia, it's the overlap of New York. Then you've got London itself with Europe involved. There's a lot of money flow, you know, so that's a good time. Trade anything you want pretty much during those hours. For the New York session, you want to be looking for what's open, as I was saying. So anything with the US in it, but ideally moving over into an Asian market because they're what's starting to prep up for later on tonight. And I'm talking my time, guys, UK time. So they'll be prepping for that. And then when you move into the Asian session, just look for products that are open when they're awake. So it's JPY, it's New Zealand dollar, it's the Aussie, the Nikkei, the Aussie 200. And then intermixed into all of this, you have 24-hour drivers as well, which is the likes of gold and oil. Doesn't matter when you trade that. It'll always move because it's bought on every corner of the planet. So that's why I did it. But also mainly, I did it for the dog, Dwayne, my little friend. Because I saw a message where he said he would like to be awake when I'm trading. And I thought, well, I don't sleep a lot, so I'll trade when you're trading, because he trades late into the US session and a little bit into the Asian session because of his location. So tonight was for you. Did it solely for you, my kid. And hopefully for anybody who's watching this, kind of inspires you that it don't matter. If you've got a solid plan, you know what you're looking for, and you're sensible, you can find your trade. And my trading is very simplistic. I work from zone to zone. I rely on fibs because they are key turning points that are ratios of numbers, and a chart is just a ratio of numbers, which is why I know it works. And then just plain common sense. I don't fall for the bullshit that this industry spits out. Why? Because trading was my job in industry, and I never heard any of it. I was taught, look at your levels, look at your price, understand how to manage the price once you're in it, and that's manage it to either a loss or manage it to a profit. But either way, you manage it. So when people talk of wonder systems and all of that, to me it's just bullshit. And that's that. I am what I am. You either like me or you don't. Either way, I still get paid at the end of the week. And that's the way it should be. I don't stress about my job, because that's what this is. It's a job. And if I treat it as such, it pays me as such. If I treat it as a casino, it'll take the money off me. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, if you drop down in the description, you'll find loads of useful links. If you want to try a prop fund because you haven't got a great deal of money to fund your own account, you'll get 5% off the 5%ers, which are probably the best prop fund out there because you can trade any way you choose and you have good time limits. There's also my preferred broker, which is Black Bull. It's one of the few that'll give you 500 to 1 leverage, and it'll cost you peanuts to open up an account with them, and they are accredited with good licenses, which is very important. And finally, my contact details. And if you want to come along to the Discord group, all of those details are in the description. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.